Good afternoon, it's Colin here from the B2B Club, and today I'm joined by Susanne and Martin from Robertson Associates. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Colin?
How you doing, you alright?
Yes, thank you.
Great stuff. So as some of you will know, Martin and Susanne are members of the B2B Club, and today we're here to find out a little bit more about their business and delve into a new booklet that they've just about to release, which will hopefully benefit all of you. So, guys, tell us a bit more about yourselves and the business.
Okay.
You first.
The business is predominantly a chartered accountancy practice, and it's been going since 1996 when I started it in Glasgow. In 2010, I got to a stage where the business wasn't really working for me. I was working too many hours. The money was okay, but because I was working too many hours, my quality of life was not as good as I would have liked it. And at that point, I decided it was time to make changes, and I read a book about the 4-hour work week, and that inspired me. It's brilliant. So that inspired me with the question, what is it you really enjoy about your business? And what I really enjoy is helping clients with a business. So that set me off on a journey towards self-improvement or self-development. I would say improvement, development.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, the business development has come through, and we're now all about helping clients to create more time, earn more money, and have a better quality of life.
Yeah. I've always said one of the best things about being self-employed is getting to choose which 18 hours of the day you get to work. It must be something that resonates with all kind of employed. And I guess you guys can take a bit of that pain away.
Hopefully, yes, definitely.
I've had the pleasure of actually reading your recent kind of copy that you're about to publish, and there's a lot of really kind of great helpful tips in there. What's one of the kind of first pieces of advice you would give to someone looking to kind of reduce their hours, or kind of is it one of the things where you kind of look to increase their margins without losing any customers, or kind of how they can get more value out of the business and reduce their working hours?
I think for me, the first thing is really looking at what you're doing to see whether you're doing the right things. Because as business owners, I think we're all, I include myself in this, in the early days, we're control freaks. We like to make sure everything's done, and it's done in a certain way, and no one does it as good as we do it. So one of the first things is looking at what you do and seeing what you can delegate. Mm-hmm. And the easiest thing to do is ask the question, is that a £10 an hour job, or is that £100 an hour job? If it's a £10 an hour job, someone else should be doing it, and you should be concentrating doing the £100 an hour jobs.
Yeah, it must be something that a lot of people kind of fall into that trap. I know I've certainly done it in the past, where you try to be everything to everyone, and you have to kind of recognise your strengths and your weaknesses, and as you say, kind of outsource those weaknesses to people who are maybe a bit more clued up, and let you focus in the areas of the business that you're better at.
Yeah. And for me, coming from a background that isn't numbers-based, so I'm not an accountant, one of the most important things for me to get my head around was actually the business numbers, because a lot of people don't learn anything about business numbers in school. If you're lucky, you learn a little bit if you go to college or you do a bit of business studies or something like that. But most people who start their own business have got basic maths or whatever, but don't understand the basics of their business numbers. And it sounds really dull, but actually you need to understand it, because nobody else will. It's your business, and you have to take responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm. We've all heard of G. Abraham and his kind of theory on 3 ways to grow your business, and it's sales equals the number of customers, the average amount of transactions, and how much the value is of these transactions. Kind of these things that you kind of delve into with your clients just now, then, and kind of look for kind of areas kind of where they can potentially grow and alleviate some of that pressure.
Yes. Well, one of the things that we do is we do a know your numbers session. Mm-hmm. What we do is look at the business owner's personal living expenses as they are now, what they would like them to do, and we also look about retirement, because retirement's forgotten about too often. Yeah. And then we take these figures and we look at their business expenses, and from that we can work out the sales that they need to cover their business expenses and their personal expenses. One of the things that we do is we then break down the sales. So if there's 2 or 3 different categories of sales that they have, we can work out which sales they need at what price to get the level of income that they want to have. And we can also do quick what if calculations. So what if you put your price up from £50 per unit to £55? What impact does that have?
And a lot of people are worried if they put their prices up, that they're going to lose customers. At the moment, it's very much, and I know across many industries, it's a race to the bottom, and people don't actually realise if they give enough value to their customers, even putting the prices up by 10%. Okay, you might lose a few, but is that really going to damage your business? Are these customers worth keeping? Are they the loyal ones that are likely to stay with you for the long term anyway? And I guess that they're just worried about the outcome of that, aren't they?
I think it's sensible to be concerned. I don't think that you should put your prices up naively, just any old way. I think you should model the impact of the price change and then think about, right, so if I put my prices up 10% and I lost 10% of my customers, where would that leave me? And have a look at that and see, well, actually, I might actually be better off with less work to do, or I might be earning the same with less work to do. So one of the ways to get more time is to put your prices up, and even if you do lose a few customers, the customers that you're likely to lose are likely to be the ones that are really sensitive to price, perhaps not very loyal in the first place, and many of them might be the ones that pick up the phone and complain about price or complain about service. You never know. You will know who your clients or your customers are. So you will be able to think, well, who might I lose? And can I live without them? And by doing that modelling, you can work it out.
Yeah, it's the old Pareto's law, isn't it? Where you probably end up losing the 20% that cost you most of the time anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think you also just have to have a bit of confidence in what you do.
Yeah.
Because most of the business owners that we meet are very good at what they do.
Yeah.
So that gives you some level of comfort when it comes to putting your prices up.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody at a networking event last night who works in the travel industry business, and we were having a chat, and it became really obvious that he understood the value of what he was bringing to his customers. And I said to him at the time, I said, you've really got a good take on the value that you bring. And he said, absolutely, I've been in the industry for 20 odd years, and I know that what I do is valuable and I can demonstrate it. And I thought, that's perfect. And he's only been in business for a year. And he said it was slow to start, but in the last 3 or 4 months, he says it's just gone. And that's because he knows his value.
Yeah.
And he believes in it. Do you know?
So it's having that key differentiator then, isn't it? It's knowing what makes you stand out from the rest of your competition. You've got to have that niche, whether it be doing something unique for your clients, I guess, that no one else is going to do, or going that extra mile. Again, that no one else is prepared to do. So if you have that differentiator, you're going to be okay to increase your margins if you have to.
And he was chatting away about a particular instance where he'd had somebody come and ask about could they do a particular holiday for a certain price, and he said it was a big holiday, it was a honeymoon. He said, I thought that they would be wanting to go up a level in value, and he said, but it turned out that they were just trying to get a better price. And he said, that's fine, but he said it was a tough call. He said, but I actually let it go. He said, I said to them, look, I'm not going to match that. That's not what we do. And he said, it felt really challenging and really tough, but he said, I did it because it's my first year and I have to create the right impression. And the impression is that this is valuable. I do value. He does the start to finish. He does basically tailor-made holidays that runs like a really effective package holiday. You don't have to worry about a thing, but everything's tailor-made. And he said, so that's what people pay for. And he said, it's tough because he never likes to turn business away, but he did it.
Interestingly enough, before we come on this call, I put a post out to one of the groups I run on Facebook, and asked the question, if people would be prepared to pay more for a product or service if that company delivered something exceptional that no one else was able to do. And I'm just looking just now, 100% of the people who have answered that poll have said yes, they would pay more. So there's definitely a question that needs to be asked to yourselves if you're self-employed business owners out there. is kind of what areas can you look to kind of develop within your business and kind of squeeze those margins up a little bit to take some of that pressure away.
Definitely.
The other thing you can do, just as an aside, is if you're not prepared to put your prices up, offer 3 different service levels and charge one at where you expect everybody to choose at the level you want it.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways to get around that.
That's the key. It's often quite difficult to charge. Well, if you're charging one price, you're probably charging the wrong price, because for many people it'll be too expensive, but for many people it might actually be too cheap, but nobody's going to tell you that. So you're effectively leaving money on the table. So by chunking up what you do and maybe having an entry level or an essentials, then having the one that most people, you know, in your market will like, and then having the high end version, then, you know, you might not get many high end versions, but some people only want the best. So some people will buy the high end version. And most people will buy the middle if you've got it right. And then those people that you don't want to lose, they might buy the lower value, lower price end. And that's absolutely fine, because at every point in time when we're buying, sometimes we're high end, sometimes we're not. You know, it just depends on what you're doing. Do you know?
Absolutely. I think we could talk about this for hours, guys. As the people will find out, kind of we're going to hopefully kind of continue this conversation next week, because there is a lot to talk about. This is just more of a kind of a sample session just now, but I have had the pleasure of reading this document. It's called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Transforming Profits Through Price. If anyone would like a copy, I'm going to post a link underneath the video once we've posted this to our various social media platforms, and also there'll be contact details there for both you guys as well. So I think probably let's park it there for this week. There's enough of a taster there to get people intrigued, and I can only say it's an absolute well worth read. So if anyone wants a copy, please drop us a message in the comments below, and we'll get that over to you as quick as we can. For just now, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And what has been the first video recording for the B2B Club as well. So appreciate that, and we'll catch up with you hopefully roughly the same time next week.
Okay, lovely. Bye.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.